course, I don't have my camera going yet. I am rolling, however. Get this turned on. The other direction, I think. And let's get that camera up. Okay, guys, here we are in Plasticity, however. And I'm just going to turn on my camera again because, well, I've been late doing that like every single time for the last few videos. And it looks like, well, I have it here, so I just need to reactivate it in OBS here. So, and there we are. So yeah, I've just been, I worked on this guy for a while. I got inspired to do this. I used to work for a game company, and they had me building a mech or two with them. So I was like, yeah, I should do one on my own here for my own sake. There's a lot more that can happen here, of course, than I've got. But yeah, I've just been doing this the whole time. Looking pretty good, I think. And I believe I might want to possibly add a hose or two there. I'm not sure. I like the static hoses more than the ones that are going to go through and be dynamic for these legs, because they're really a pain in the butt to animate, for one. But also, it's a little bit unnecessary, I think, for this dude. Let me know what you guys think of him. I like him a lot myself. I think it's coming out pretty good. And so I'm going to get started on a little more of the actual upper part of the body, where we have the, well, the upper part of the body, huh? The cabin, essentially, here, you know, the cockpit, and weapons and so forth. Because right now, he's just a walking chicken. There's no weapons. I don't want to put a jump jet or anything like that on him, I don't think. And I do want to kind of decide, you know, on some more of what he may or may not be like. It's possible I might make the head a little farther up off the body as well, just to give a little more room for these, the little bit of a mechanic that'll have to happen here. So we need a pivot, and I need some type of a tilt as well. So I think the tilt will come on top of the pivot, to be honest with you. And I do need to make sure that you know, everything can sit flush and also clear everything else. Right now there is no way for this to mount unless we mount this onto the cylinder, which might be a good idea, because that way it can still kind of tilt somewhat up and down if it needs, or not, and I don't have to attach it to any of this, and we'll get away with that vent. And then of course there's going to be kind of a disc or something that happens, you know, here. So we'll work on that. Let's just get some of the main pieces knocked out, because that's really what's going to make all the difference here. Not sure how far out I want to go with this. It doesn't have to be huge, but the bigger this is, the more kind of support and strength it's going to have. So let's start big and just kind of see what happens, I guess. That's what she said. All right, so I'm just going to go from this, just pull this up somewhat, like about like that. This is kind of reminding me of like where a truck trailer meets the cab, you know, that pivot joint kind of. And I think that should be welded just pretty much direct, like we've got it. I'm gonna leave that circle there because I think we're gonna make two of these. I don't know, I might want to have it for some reason. So for now I'm just going to duplicate this, pull it up a little higher than the other, leaving some kind of gap in between, and it just kind of tends to look like a bit of a type of a pivoting mechanism, I would imagine, that's going on. Maybe we'll put some ball bearings in there. Okay, so let's hide the top one. That sounds kind of like a good idea. So I'll hide that top. I'm going to grab the center here. This is going to obviously have some kind of, you know, post or something. So I'm just going to give that a, you know, a way to lift that real quick. And let's pull that face up. If you guys are watching, say hello. I will read the chat. So I want some kind of a, you know, separator that's going to be in here. We'll just make that part of this. Just kind of unify all that together. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that circle just because I don't really want to see either one of these right now. That one too. And let's go ahead and dig a trench for our balls. No, for our ball bearings, I mean. That's what I meant. Okay, so I'm just going to make a line that comes from the center, and we're going to go kind of directly out like so, straight up and down. And then I'm going to create a circle on however large we want these aforementioned balls. So something kind of like here maybe, and I'm going to go below that so that they can, you know, fit in the slot. This is getting weird. I'm going to move this curve over. And this, after all, this is not a children's video. And right here, a good thing. And what I'm going to do is I think I can sweep this shape all the way around from here. I'm going to hide that guy, take this shape now, and we're going to revolve, sorry, not sweep, around this, like so. And we do want that as a B, or we can do it as a W. I don't think it's going to take that, but that's okay. Because now we're going to turn on the, and you know what, I can probably just make two of these guys because that can either be flipped or this can actually be the top of the other one. So let's just see what it looks like when we duplicate and jump it up to match the same direction here. Because we do have to put something on the top anyway. Also, I'm going to hide this bit real quick. And we want to see through this. I want to see that this is coming below. And one thing I don't like, I'm just going to say it, is the fact that you can't see through everything. I don't know why that is or how that works, but like this, I can't see through that, and I really need to. So once we have this somewhat in position, I can select here and kind of say, well, that's not bad. Maybe I'll move it a little more. So, I mean, if you guys are watching at all, that's a little bit of a peeve of mine that I can't just see those lines, even in X-ray mode, through that, unless maybe you have to go in. Because in here, see, you can sort of see them in that, but you can't see that ring through here unless I'm actually selecting on it. I find that weird. So either you have see-through or you don't, but not sometimes. That's just not practical. Okay, so let's just kind of look at this now. That looks okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I think this dude, and then we can go Q and no, that's not going to work. We need to Q this guy and this guy, and we need to keep the tools, and I am doing this backwards, so we're going to go here, Q, hit this guy, but keep tools, and we say okay, and that way it cuts the bottom, but it leaves the donut. And we're going to take this, and we're going to Q, and we're going to get rid of this just straight away, and we're going to say okay, and that got rid of that one, and this one, dagnabbit, did not. I don't know why. Let's go back. Oh, probably. Okay. Let's just take a step back. So if I were to hide the donut now, that just sounds weird. This should remove. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my donut. There we go. Now I can just delete this from it, not worry about that. Q and separate and done. And then we can go Q, separate this one, and done. But it is not leaving that behind, and I don't know why. Probably because this donut already only doesn't have a half. Okay, we're gonna have to step back a lot farther then, dang it. And if I could see what my donuts got left, that's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. There we go. So now, I guess, now we'll duplicate this. I don't know if anybody can tell my problem here, and I will delete this one from it, and then I'll grab this one and Q and delete this one from it, and now we'll have what we need, the channel that runs through there. And then we need now to make a sphere, or a ball, whatever you want to say, that goes the same exact size as this. So I'm going to grab a sphere and just make one exactly that size. And then we can get rid of the circle. And then we can radial array. I'm just going to hide and never come back this piece. I'm going to hide our upper right here. We're going to look at it from the top now. And we're going to make basically a ball bearing based on these guys right here. So I'm just going to come here with my radial array. And that's fun, isn't it? Whee! And put that here. Click and then up the amounts until we get connecting balls. All right, that looks pretty good there, I think. And boom. All right, so now we're going to turn this piece back on. All this connecting and balls and stuff is probably, well, we're turning on things one way or the other. So let's just do that. We'll look good, look good, look good. Okay, cool. What is this? That is the cab. Okay, so we have this cool sort of ball bearing setup here. These should probably roll with the top portion. I also don't know what's happening with these two parts. Did I do that? I guess I did. I'm going to grab this one though and lift it a little higher up. I got some kind of double strange situation, so I'm going to grab this one. I don't think that one's supposed to be there. Let's fix that. I don't even know where that came from. So this one now can look through the side. If I could only see through it. See, I cannot tell. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, you know. I guess it's close, so no one's ever going to tell. But you can kind of tell here, can't you, that that's not touching. So let's just grab it and pull it down. If I could see a line through there, it would not be a problem, but let's go with that. Okay. And now, if I attach the balls, I don't know if I want to, though, because it'd be cool if they rolled, or actually could roll. So I'm going to leave them alone. I don't want to do a physics simulation. We might have to do it for some type of driver or something that when this turns, all the balls rolled. We'll save that as a morph or something, but not worried about it so much right now. In fact, we're going to probably take, well, I'm going to leave them. Okay, so now we can do a little bit of chamfering. I would say maybe these edges, like right, turn off our X-ray. These edges, just the outsides, not the insides. Just push those inward to get a little more of a kind of chiseled shape going on. I think this also to some degree. I am thinking of putting some kind of reinforcing sort of angle bracket here. Let's see what it might look like. We will hide this bit here first and possibly that, but let's just make a line. That's annoying. That goes from here. I just got to create something that goes all the way through. And then we can do one from, well, about here. Try to snap it to this guy. Not going to do it, so wow. And there we go. If that is snapped, which it is not, we could bond them together, but let's grab this one now and slide it back so that we can do exactly that. Make sure we get it right on there. We should be able to trim that upper piece now. Yep, goodbye. And then we can sort out the bracket. I'm going to look at it from the front again. And I think that needs to be shortened a bit. Grab it, G, push back. Sorry I don't have screencast keys or anything turned on, guys, but either way, hope you're liking what you see. Okay, and this one can't come down that far, of course. This needs to be right up here. And it's just going to basically be a little reinforcement kind of bracket bit here. Turn all this, some of this other stuff off. And yeah, and that's mainly just a guide for me more than anything. So let's just look at it from the top, I guess. Boop. And of course, we turn on our stuff, and I need to be able to see that line, which is going to be right here for the moment. I'm going to turn off our cab here, the cockpit part. Let me just grab it, hide it. We can probably even, for now, hide this upper part. Let me turn off the, yeah, let's just grab this one, hide that. Probably need to hide our balls too. Just go through it like that. Hide all our balls. And the cat, she's getting real antsy. All right, and then from the top, I am going to make on one side of this. We probably, that's just going to be a guide for me anyway, so I'm just going to do a rectangle. Did she just hiss?
No, that I was blowing.
Oh. And I'm going to do something maybe wider, you know, like that. And then we're going to lift it up and snap it to that position. And then we're going to make, well, let's just pull that straight down. Heck with it. Let's just make it a block to start with. I have no problem with that. Just make it come down to that far. We can then get rid of these two curves. They are unnecessary, as is this one. And I think from the front now, I'm going to want to make some type of a interesting bracket. So I think I want to put some kind of circle, I think, kind of coming from this sort of area, but maybe not there. Let's just go maybe somewhere. I'm just going to arbitrarily do this. Sounds good. Perfect. We'll move that one over a little bit. God, that cat is going nuts, and I don't know why. Okay, good. Bug, please. She's just sitting on the sink, meowing for no reason. That's enough, okay? Please, for all that, you know, is holy. Thank you. Okay. Cool. I'm back. Whoever's watching, you know, say hello. And I think, you know, not to get too weirdly fancy with this, I mean, I'm probably not going to do a lot of anything fancy here. I think I'm just going to do something kind of like that. That works. And then a different one, I mean a short one obviously, just kind of happening maybe here. I think that will work. Maybe with a hole, you know, just to add surface area to this. If you guys know anything about mechanics, that is a real thing. Instead of having a flat piece, we might chunk this up and make a hole through it. Okay, so let me find my, oh yeah, there we are. And I'm just going to cut that through right here. First off, let's go grab that. We're going to go with cut. We're going to use this guy, and this guy to start with. Let's go from the front and do that again, because I don't think that's going to work until... And I might actually have to join these curves together. Let's just click J. I don't think that joined. No, it did not. And another way we can reroute this from disaster is just doing this number. You will see what I'm doing here in a sec. And creating this as tangent line there. I will come in and try to trim these guys out of here, which is a huge pain if you happen to get a small one in here. Oops, that one we do want, that you don't want to include. So I think these can go away, except for those. Yeah, and then now I'm going to grab the block and cut using these dudes. As long as they connect and go to the end, should work, but it did not. Okay, let's join the curves then. This is a pain. It's always something, man. So let's go here, here, and hopefully they're already somewhat joined. Let's find out if they will join. And did they join? It looks like they did. No, they did not. Okie dokie. So let's find out why it could be that they're not. Yeah, see, let's look at this sucker right there. Not cool. So I'm going to grab. That one is joined though. However, we need to snip this for it to be able to make the piece. So with this, and I think I can turn off or hide, whoops, other, come on now. Pieces here. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to hide this, this, and this. That way we don't have issues with it. I'm going to join these curves to where they're not janky and weird and causing us problems. This one and this one we will join. And then I'll try to join these two. Yes, that worked just fine. So now we can take the block. We can cut it. Boom. Use this. Pow, undone, good to go. And I can now take that piece and get rid of it. I'm going to also get rid of that curve, which is that one. I'm going to open up the circles again here. And we're going to pull these toward the back for starters. So let's just take this guy, faces, and I'm going to grab all three of these. And we're going to pull these back until we get to this back edge. Good to go there. And now we need to, this one is going to go all the way through and be, oops, that needs to be a cut. So let's undo it. And we will go extrude W. And we're going to extrude from this guy and pull that through. Done. We now have a hole through there. We're going to have to go, I guess, farther out. So give me a sec. Curves, right? Yeah. Undo and just grab these. Move them farther out so they're not right on the surface because it was unable to cut all the way through, but we're going to do that first. This guy right here. So W, and we're going to select that cylinder and pull that through. That will, it should have given us the whole, oh, because we also need to pull it through the bracket piece because we're not fully connected yet. Why don't we do that? Let's connect these two pieces first. That makes sense to grab this, and we'll just QQ those together. Boom. Now we have one piece with a really weird shape there, but that is going to be part of this part that we pull through anyway, so I'm not worried about it. W, select the object, pull that through, and now everything is hunky-dory as we want. And then we're going to take these two and pull these together up some. And then I'm going to take the other one, which is this guy, and we're going to grab it Let me hide this guy first. Actually, you know what? Let me just take the circles and pull them up at this point. It's the beauty of this stuff. You can kind of change your mind at any time. Do it 50 different ways and it still, for whatever reason, works like magic. I'm going to pull this one out and that's going to get rid of that hole because of how that was made. So I need to grab yet again the other, guess I don't have another circle there. That's all right, we'll make one. So this will come out like this. Not a problem. And then we'll get rid of this other guy there and make sure all of those are gone. And from the front, real easy, I'm just going to come over and redraw that center circle and push that through. I swear there's an actual, there it is, selectable circle in here. I'm like, what are you doing? All right, so now we can go W, select this guy, and pull this back through the other way, and we're good. So now we'll get rid of that circle. Good thing I left that in there, I guess. And now I will just take these guys, make them connected to each other, and then give them some a little bit of window dressing before I flip them over, I guess, to the other side. So probably just edges, chamfers, even this guy, just a bit of a chamfer there. Maybe fillet this one. Nah, we'll just chamfer this one out. That looks good. That one doesn't really need it. However, I think I'm going to take the whole unit and make it just, well, if I make it smaller, it won't match that, but you can fix that too. And I'll show you how here by, we're going to grab the whole thing, scale it down just a bit like so. But that's not even really going to show, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I was going to grab the inside surface here and push it out, but it's never going to show. Cool. And now when we fillet these edges here, this one here, 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 and these as well, they won't have any issues, I guess is what I meant to say. And I'll just do that one as well so it has a little chamfer and looks separate. I don't necessarily want these to look bonded. I want them to be more of a bracket. That can be bonded here though, but just not to that top piece, I think. And we'll push in slightly to give us that little chamfer all the way around. Looks great. And if we wanted to, we could fillet these. Let's just see what it looks like. It might be too sleek. It might be too weird. I think it's fine like that because it looks like a barrel, like a pin hinge or something. What do you think? Cool. So with that now, I'll just leave it like that for the moment. I don't know what this extraneous line is here. I don't believe that is needed, so I'm going to try and get rid of it. It's ugly for one, and I don't think it serves a purpose. Is there one on this side too? No, there's not, because all that needs to be mirrored over. I don't know the purpose of that line either, and let's see if that is a separate piece. It is not. Okay, I think that was just from the forming. Look at this. The forming of all these things I was doing to get that to work, the cylinder cutout and all that. So I'm just going to get rid of those. This, don't believe that is necessary, and if I do need it, I can always put that back and just delete those and be nice and clean. Okay, so with that bracket here, let's find out what we were doing with it. That was for the disc, that's right. And I'm going to take this first of all and mirror it to itself. So by grabbing this, oh, that also needs to be pushed back. I don't know. I guess we moved that out on purpose, didn't we? I'm going to grab this. I'm also going to hit V so I can grab that edge, move it, and snap it to that surface there. And then we can take that and this, and I am just going to Alt-X mirror this and try to do it unto itself. And the way you would do that is F, and I need to figure out which, so that's going to be the middle, and I think this is how that should work, and maybe not, because that's going to remove it. No, there it is. And we say OK, and I want to merge these halves together. No, I don't apparently. Oh boy. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Alt-X. Wonder why that didn't work. And I want to merge that. And we want to... What am I doing, Sean? What am I doing? Freehand. So Alt-X. And then we're going to go with F. And we are going to freehand this. We can go it from either side. There. And before we let go, let's see if it merges. And it does not. So let's put that back. Right click. And now we can come back in here, though. Grab the halves. And we can merge those now. So QQ. Pew, pew. And we say good. And everything's good. I think for now, though, I am going to go ahead and merge all of these, so they're just one piece, and then duplicate this guy over. And here's a cool way to duplicate these. For one, I've got a thing here that probably shouldn't be. I'll worry about that shortly. That shape here, and I'm not going to do it shortly. I'm going to do it now. I just need to pull this out to where it's a straight line, and we'll worry about any kind of bevel or whatever that needs later. Let's grab this. Let's turn on the disc wherever that wound up. There's our balls. You always got to know where your balls are. Let's see if there is... where's the disc? Your balls and your disc are always right where you left them, hopefully. Okay, so that one can go here. We need to see how many of these. I'm going to put 3 of this bracket. So I'm just going to grab it and move it over a bit. Right to here. And then, this is cool. We can take our rectangular array. Look at that. Boom. All those dudes right there. Let's make sure, though, that we get that in a straight line. We're not going to use that many, obviously. Click, and then we can say, let's just use like, maybe just 3. Beautiful. Okay, and there are those brackets. Thinking I want some kind of detail with this, but we're going to throw the other parts back on that we have off. It's all of our balls, if you remember. So I'm going to grab all this. I'm going to grab my balls here. I'm going to right click, and well, I'm just going to turn them all on. So now my balls are turned on and grabbed and turned on, and then now we're going to figure out how to get the rest of this dude made. So let's just scroll up, grab these. I don't think we need any of that. Delete those curves. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's coming out pretty awesome myself. If you like it, let me know. I think that was an Olivia Newton-John song or something, wasn't it? Okay, and also this is only half. Oh no, that is the full body. Okay, so this now we need to push this kind of over and figure it, where's that go and where does it not go. We are going to mirror, I think, this body piece here real quick. So let's just Alt-X him, flip it like so, and say yes. We didn't merge. We can still QQ, and it does the same thing. And I think that looks QQ. And I think that looks good. We can now take this guy. It's going to have to be shortened, obviously, because I just want this as kind of like a central sort of bracket. So let me look at it in the front. Find our center line. That's the best way to do this. Something like this-ish. Make a line that comes down centrally. And now we can make sure that that is the same width on both sides. It's very much like any other kind of drafting or mechanical design that you do. And what I'm going to do is just grab that piece as a whole. So you grab your piece whole, or your whole piece, and we're going to mirror that by Alt X. And I'm just going to say flip that and merge those halves together and right click to agree. And there we go. We are set. I considered pulling these out a bit as well, to where it kind of felt like, you know, there's more of a cylinder with it sort of grabbed with the gasket. And the way I think I would go about that, just want to make sure it's not too level, would probably be to take this cylinder and minus it from that guy, but keep the tools. So I'm going to say cut, well, not cut. We're going to grab that and we're going to go Q. We're going to use this, but we're going to keep the tools. There we go. And then now I can take this dude that we've got and its edges. So I'm going to hide this piece first off, pieced off, and then I'm going to take, and you know what? That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's undo this. It did do it to that, but it didn't. We want to do like we want to cut from both, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we do this one, we go with Q. I think I want to do, what's it, difference, union, slice. Let's try intersect and keep tools. So we're going to grab this and keep tools. And that should give us 3 parts, I am hoping. And that looks like it totally destroyed pretty much everything. So let's undo that. It's probably because this is just a little too close to the edge. Let's take care of that first off. We'll just push this back slightly to give it a little more bite around that corner. It still works like a, you know, like a little hingy part, and I'm probably going to change the angle of those end pieces. And, you know, a good way of doing this too, just to make it simple, is to take this and duplicate it. That way I can just minus it from this. So let's just do that. Q. We'll grab this and minus it from that, right click it, and now that's gone. So if we hid this one, it would no longer be there. That's exactly what I was looking for in the beginning. So I'm going to make a large chamfer here. It's going to work just like that. And then when we put the little cylinder back in, it now looks like it's kind of like a clamp on it. And you gotta know where your clamp-on is too, just the same. Okay, so we got clamp-ons, we got balls, balls and disc, and clamp-ons, and we know where all of them are, and it looks great. Okay, I think I might put a little ridgy bit right here, and the way I'm going to do that, I think, let's just use this surface. This is advanced right here. This surface as a temporary construction plane right there. We're looking at this face, and I'm going to grab a central rectangle here, and just kind of go, and that's going to fit perfectly where I have placed it, so we can, you know, come back out that way. And then I'm going to make that as a radial array. Let's just hide this pipe. I'm going to make it an array right around that piece, so we can just come in, grab the curve, the boots with the curve, and we're going to radial array that around here. You can see how cool that looks already. And I think that's a perfect amount. So we're just going to accept it. And I probably shouldn't have done them that way. Let's go back. I'm going to actually pull that out first before we array it. So this is just going to pop straight out like so. I don't know why my computer's beeping. Sorry if it bugs anyone. If you don't like it, leave. No, I'm kidding. So we've got that. I'm going to grab the actual block here, then radial array it around. Now before I do this, that's fun. I'm going to probably chamfer those edges, just the top two at least. So we're going to do this first. Make it a little more, have a little more form, you know. And then maybe this one and this one. But we're going to do these in that separate operation so we can control exactly where we get those chamfers from. All right, so now I'm going to come down. I'm going to grab that while it's there. Grab the radial array. They're all chamfered now. Click on it. I think it's the perfect amount, and we are done with that. And I think I'm going to take all those and this and see if we can just cue those together. And nope, they're a little bit too far out. So if we grab them, and we want to do this in a local way, yeah, that's fine. Works either way. I'm just going to push them down slightly so they sort of are really tiny, like embedded in there. Now I could scale this too. I just don't want to get too wacky with the sizing and stuff. That is more than enough where I've got it there. And I might have messed up just because of that overhang. I don't really care for that. So let's undo, pull those back up, and then scale like I said I didn't want to from the center here. Everything. And then we can push these back maybe a little bit. That's too much scaling. What was the problem? Oh, the embedding, right. Well, not horribly worried that it is, and I have another way to do this that isn't going to ruin anything, and it's just to take that surface and lightly pull it up, and I think we'd get the same result. And then I could take this one as well, pull it slightly out. Nope. I don't know why that won't work. So that, I just want to pull out like that, and then right click to accept. And then we can take this one and pull out just a hair just to cover those, and we're going to get perfection. Now, nope, it's not letting me do that one. That's weird. It's not connected to anything necessary that I know of. Maybe it already did it and it's right. It looks right. Cool. And so now the whole thing, and we will have to go through here and grab that solid and all these. I got to just figure out where it stops. So we're going to go, is that one of them, or no, just here. So all those can be cued, but not the big cylinder. So let's undo it. That should be all those guys. QQ, and boom, we're done. That is one piece now. It just makes the management a lot easier later. And that looks good, I think. I could put a... just trying to think of what to put where. Let's see if I'm going to hide this this big thing in our way. A couple of these big things here. I hate it when a big thing gets in your way. We'll undo that, and we're going to go here, hide, and hide. Kelso, whoever. Oh, that one gets hidden too. Okay. And then I am going to create a shape that will cut this piece only. And I think I can do that from... somebody made a nasty sound outside. From here, I'm going to grab this and hide that. Now we're looking at that face as our perfect on, construction plane. And I'm going to create kind of a groove in here that, I don't know, it just has a groovy quality. Okay, something like this probably. And then I have to make sure that it's angled in such a way that it points to the center of this whole situation here. So I'm going to grab a line, kind of put that, and that's just a construction line to show me, the angle that should be at. And we're going to grab the curve back here now, I'm just going to rotate that to be more of the place we're looking for. Just kind of get this in the right spot. Kind of take a look at where that's going to be hitting. It's probably too high. Oh, and it doesn't have a top, so that's real helpful. So let's go back and make sure that this is our, once again, temporary construction plan. I do need to, maybe it does have a top on it already. It does. Let's just move it out, I guess. Very quick at confusing myself here, so I'm just going to move that out. That is fine. There we go. That's what I'm wanting. So now, it should work either way, but for the most part, we'll grab this curve right here. I'm going to go like so. And we're going to radial that and make it dig out a piece here. So we're going to go there, and I'm going to take a revolve around this point and go whoop. Maybe that's not what I wanted, is it? I want to go this way with it, though. So I need the center of that circle. Come on now, it's almost there. Gotta find the, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. Right click, and then now we take this piece and we Q separate this from it, and we're done. I just wanted that groove. Crazy, huh? Some of the things you have to do to get stuff done. I say that throughout my day. Okay, cool. Delete those curves, and looking good. Let's turn back some of this back, and you can see what I was intending there was this kind of a notch that's been cut out. It just looks a little more on purpose mechanical, I guess. Good way to say it. And then I can take, I probably could have done that 50 other ways now that I think about it. And then I'm going to take this face here, right here, and I'm going to do an offset curve inward, if it will let me. It might not. That might be too weird. Let's just go that direction. There we go. Just have to really go far with it. There we go. Exactly what we're wanting. I love it when a plan comes together. Right click, and we're going to take that piece, and I'm just going to offset that inward like that. Now we have this nice sort of, you know, inset there. I think that looks a lot better. And we'll just give this a few little chamfers right around the edges. Go back up to the top edge now. Do that here as well. Push that in slightly, and we've got a more industrial vibe happening there. This feels like it needs something. I'm gonna turn on some of these guys that aren't turned on. I will never say that phrase ever again in my whole life. And just get these, you know, visible again. I'm not out to turn on guys. I'm just not. And you know, you do you. If you can reach. And I think that works for the most part. This one is also going to have to be maybe swapped with that one. So I'm going to kill this piece here. We're going to copy and paste this more interesting one where that one was. So I'm going to hide that guy and that guy, probably this whole section, and look at this from the side. We're going to grab this one. We're going to duplicate it, grab it, and I'm just going to now snap it perfectly in there. So that works. We're going to unhide these other pieces to make sure our depth is correct and I didn't screw that up. Make sure everything, oh, I did. Okay, so that just needs to be pushed in farther. I have a lot of that's what she said moments tonight. I'm going to grab this and grab, there we go, and push that this way until we get to the edge of that. Perfect. And then I think we're just going to go with one more. Let me just zoom out slightly. I'm getting lost. one more here. So I will, hopefully that is separated. And I think this is all one piece. Of course this is all one piece. Why would this be any different? I'm going to then take this, try to just push this all the way there. No one will ever know the difference now. And then this one can be duplicated, and we're gonna have to go with the move to make that go straight across. I'm wondering why. Okay, there we go. I was wondering why it was angled. There we go. And then this one has to snap to the center. Let me just hide this stuff. You're like, but what is he building? I'll show you in a sec. I think I already did I not? Grab this. Why? Why is that? Let's just go this way. Do it one more time and grab. There we go. And I'm going to snap this to the center of somewhere in here. That's weird that it won't let me snap it, but hey, we don't need to. I can do that. I've got no problem with that. Put these pieces back in. Looks good now. And I think everything is visible. Am I right? As far as I know. All right, let's take a look again now that we've got more interesting things happening in this area. We've got these nice big beautiful balls. I think those need to be somewhat covered up though. That's what they all say. So what I'm going to do is just kind of raise these edges slightly here. I want to cut into the balls is all. And then this one, we'll bring this one, oops, down for the same reason, just slightly right there. Yeah, that looks better anyway. It's more protected looking and so forth. We can actually put a little like every quarter, a little sort of a block that makes this feel a lot more, you know, protected. You don't want dirt getting on your balls, your ball bearings. So we'll just get rid of our plane there. I'm just going to create, once again, probably a center rectangle. I'm just going to get an average sort of size, grab the curve, and move it down, and of course turn on our X-ray view. I'm just going to try and center this kind of somewhere along that area. And okay, it's in the front, that's fine. And from the side now, I'm going to grab this and try to snap it to this face. That works. Now if that was the balls, I would not have said that. We don't want to snap the balls to your face, because then they would be outside this whole piece here, so we wouldn't want that. And I'm going to get rid of this temporary construction plane that we don't need right now, and try to get this guy and this guy probably, well, I don't, yeah, they are equal, aren't they? I'm going to grab both of these and this, grab these and scale this way, because I think that they can look like a plate or something has been added for that purpose. Hey, why not? You know, we're building as we go. And I'm going to grab this face here and just bring it to that edge. So we're just going to push that and snap that right there. I think that works for me anyway. This needs to be dropped down a little bit, I'm just noticing, because that is way too thin. So let me just grab, I think I got rid, I might have obliterated this edge, unfortunately, in here. Easy to fix, 'cause I can just go and put probably a chamfer back on that like so. I just needed something to make it not so thin right there. Let's just take that and turn on off that, and then now chamfer this right here. Just give it a similar kind of vibe there. Works for me. Let's get rid of this curve, that rectangle. I think that might even come out slightly. I don't think that's going to get in the way. Oh, and you know what? And this is really dumb on my part. This part cannot be mounted to that part. Duh. Because then it won't turn. Okay, cool. Never mind. And then here, we need to get rid of all these weird lines that we don't need. This was part of some odd construction process in the distant past, I'm sure. Just go in and snag these two. Just for one, makes it ugly, but it also, those could possibly be a problem later. Do the same thing with these because there is nothing that they are there for currently. We've got more down here, it looks like. Like I said, they were there when I was just haphazardly probably chopping away at this when I was learning this, you know, a year or more, year and a half ago, something, maybe longer. Yeah. And you can see there's this tiny little one right there that needs to go to. Let's just grab from here. Probably got the same thing on this side. Always assume it's symmetrical. There we go. We'll get rid of those to start with. Much cleaner anyway. And make sure there are no others of this kind. We're going to obviously have to kind of duplicate this that we did in the front. So I'm going to kill that one for the moment. Is that what I wanted to do? Probably not, but we'll see. Is that the whole cylinder? Yeah, that one's from the outside. So that, I think, for this anyway, needs to be pulled down all the way through here. That does not mess with our front, so that's good news. And then now we need to duplicate this object here toward the back. So we will Alt-X him. I'm just going to do it this way and then grab. Nope, we don't want to mirror it on itself. So we're going to Alt-X that. And then I am going to say, please put that, you know, over here somewhere maybe. Like the opposite of it, like that. That's fine. Then we can grab it and move it. I couldn't tell where that was going to wind up at the moment. I could have probably put it a central line or something. Let's see. We're going to grab that. Move this back. And to get that perfectly lined up, obviously that ain't good. Let's undo. Oh my gosh. So undo, undo. We need to do that again, but I did not get it fully 180 degrees. We could just duplicate it, rotate it 180 degrees. That also works, which let's do that to be safe. And I'm just going to go 180. This is just showing you also another way of doing the same thing. And grab and moving this one back here. And to get this at the perfect center point, obviously, we can, once again, I was going to show you a different way, but this is so much easier. Grab this and move this until we have a snap somewhere, probably there. And then we can snap it from this side. But we want to snap it on the center line, like this blue line up here. So we'll grab, we'll move this, hold Control, and pop that right there. Cool. Then we will take this guy, and we're going to mirror it on itself. So Alt-X, and just go boink. And we do want to merge the halves, if it will let me, and good to go. So it's going to keep that line for whatever reason, which is fine as well. It did not flip this piece, which is fine. So we're going, well, it shouldn't have because it's actually a different piece. And we're going to take that and we are going to Alt-X that as well. Right here. And good to go. All right, so with that, we're gonna do basically the same. I'm gonna push this one over just to keep it from interfering once it's made to do its thing. Let's just push this over and leave it there. And looking good, I think, so far. So, mech-tastic. You know, not bad for some time here in Plasticity, I don't think. Let me know if you guys are watching what you think. I know it's not everybody's thing, but this is for 3D animation. It will be alive and walking around doing its thing in no time. I do need a tiltable bit here, but I don't want to just go upside down. You know what I mean? It would be kind of cool if it could roll, but I'm gonna have to put some pistons or something up there then. But I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna make this kind of an old school type of dude. Let's select objects now. Need to mirror some stuff out. So that, I think, was made before the mirror. That's all one piece. So we're going to Alt X this dude and go that way. And we are going to, if it lets me, merge the halves. Now we have that perfectly that way. We're going to need to grab this piece, Alt X, and that guy should be good there now. And then this one up here, of course, that one, the outside needs to be done first because it does have a housing that is separate. And then the inner part, and we should be good to go on that. Loving it so far, loving it so far. Let me know if you guys are as well. I'm going to go ahead and get this entire left half mirrored over just because we can. I want to see, you know, what it looks like. So I'm just going to grab the things in the middle, the extra bits. Get them out of the way. Make sure we grab our balls. And grab these little brackets here that we don't. Oh no, we're going to need to flip those guys. So let me just unselect. Bug, please. My cat's name is Bug and she is living up to her name. Alright, so let's hide, I think, all of that. And this. All that should be good to go. And then I'm just going to mirror this entire leg assembly here. Alt X. That is not what I meant. So with all that here, we're going to go Alt X. I think I did Alt Z. There we go. And then we'll unhide all these guys. There's a guy that walks around here in the middle of the night singing really loud to himself. He does it during the day too. Let's just unhide all that. I think we're good all the way down there. Then we just need to unhide these and these. I need to start putting things in groups so I can hide and unhide sections of this. So as it stands, it's a little tedious now. So that's our mech so far. I think he's looking pretty great. I'm gonna have to really decide on some head adornments. And all this will work. I'll do this with IK. These will slide in and out from each other when the lower leg here bends. At least to some degree, obviously all this turns and stuff as well. And it'll all have full IK. We'll have to really work these out. I am not exactly sure what I'm going to do as far as the connections here. They may be sliding from this part instead of anywhere here. I think they will slide from that part primarily. We'll see. It's all a process. But I think so far looking pretty great. Looks good from the inside and the outside. And if we want to, we can of course look at this in a more rendered kind of view. I'll turn off the lines just to see if that's any different or any better or whatever. So that looks pretty cool. I mean, things are standing out, I think, pretty well. Yeah, I'm not really lacking too much by way of, you know, like these don't have bevels, which they really need. You can see how flat these areas look without micro bevels and stuff on them. In fact, I'll show you just what that means. If I go on here and just make a little, just right around this little area for showing you sake, demonstration purposes, I think that's the word. And I just pull that out really slightly. All of a sudden now you can see we get these edges that show up, especially down here. And they just look really good. So I'm gonna have to do that methodically, you know, as it's needed as I go. That'll happen. And yeah, these guys here really need chamfered edges apparently. So we'll go knock some of those in. I thought I had put those in originally, but I guess I have not. Let's turn around the other side. Get our lovely chamfer, and we'll just push that up. And we should get a better separation now from, you know, this surface there. And then of course with our, I'm just going to do these 4 with a couple of micro little, let's just do chamfers instead. You start to get that, you know, the edges popping. I'm gonna grab, let's say, come on now. This one, this one, this one, this one, and these. And we can go full there, making sure, you know, I have that full line because I don't want to skip any of them. That's fine. So we'll just pull out slightly or in slightly on these. That's less polys if you wanted to go, you know, the chamfer route. And then you could come in and do the top now. Real simple. Now we have big chamfers up there, but those can be micro filleted. You're like, you're using all these terms, Sean. I don't know what you mean. That's okay. That one's already chamfered there. So let's just do these. What in the world did I do? I didn't mean to actually implement it yet. So we'll go this, this, that, and that. We'll push those in a little bit. Start creating those little edges on it. And like I said, we can come in here, and if you watch this little, these edges here, if I put a little small fillet on them, how that just really catches the light a little better. It looks like that's not going to work until I get the bottom one too, probably. Let's just spin this around. It's going to be hard to see unless I hide that shield, but there we go. And now we can sort of micro fillet that guy a little bit like that. Right click, good to go. So all these you can see have no filleting or anything on them. You can just grab those. Do a little. The fillets I think look so much better though, honestly. So there we go here. There we go. Let me see which one of these I got. That is the bottom here. So we'll do these. These will look pretty. That real small. Yeah, that real small fillet won't let me keep it. So let's do it again. I'm just going to grab this guy and pull. Right click. There we go. Can do this one next. And this one. I'm going to turn around here now. And get this one and this one, I believe. Small fillets. And you get that real nice edge, you know? It's just groovy. And I don't think I can get all of those. Those are going to be one at a times. One at a timers. These are nice candidates, especially these. I think I already got those, so let's move to this side here. Get those. And just pull just a nice small one on there. Did I not get? Oh, I did. Okay. And there we go for that. You just don't want these little super sharp edges like that. I think they're pretty ugly, honestly. Go around to this side, do the same thing, these three. And I just kind of go through methodically, you know, one little bit at a time. Yep, there we go. If I see something, just go back and get it and so on. I'm thinking that these brackets, I don't know if these are going to be included in the, I mean, they're going to be included. I just don't know if they're going to be part of the body. I think they should. So I'm just going to QQ all those together. Now they're one part. Just makes it a little easier to manage later on. And then we can work these edges here. These ones are really show, so we're going to fillet those down a bit. They just look more solid when you round them out a little. It's really strange, but it's true. Because nothing's going to have a razor sharp edge in real life like that. Even just the slightest fillet will make them feel more substantial. Even the inner ones, even if it's just a slight fillet. Now, granted, it will increase your polygon count, but it's totally worth it in my opinion. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Not real happy with this shield yet, so this may be adjusted. I think it definitely will. I'll probably put some kind of a middle bit on it or something. And the way I'm going to do that will be to project a curve. So I'll probably just take a, you know, some kind of, yeah, line like this, go to the middle, go up here to the middle, and then over. So we'll have this piece. Not sure why I did it that way. And then I'll bring it down. At least the top points. Might bring the whole thing down, but I just kind of want these to be sort of here. Grab the curve again, wherever it exists. There we go. Move it out forward. And you can see the whole point of that. So I'm going to project it onto that surface. I think it's going to be kind of an interesting look. In fact, let's not make it one solid piece when it does it. I'm going to grab these 2 points and I'm going to move them over like so. And then I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to go out of this rendered mode because it really kills my eyes. Well, I can't see, you know what I mean? And so now I can see all my edges perfectly and pull like so and get this one here now and move it back a little ways to Be a little more parallel. I think that looks better. And this might not be parallel, so just in the interest of making it so, I'm just gonna find me, I'm gonna just pull this in all the way through, and then I can align that point to it. There's all these kind of construction line tricks, and once you have your X-ray turned on, you should be able to see that line, which I can't anymore. You got to, oh, there it is. And yeah, you just bring this over and snap it to it like so. Turn off the X-ray because that's really hard to see. And then now from this view, I'm going to create 2 of those, I think. And let's just grab the curve. Not that one. This one. We're going to Alt exit for the moment. There we go. And those 2 guys, like this, we're going to project. Probably have to do one at a time. So we're going to grab this one. I'm going to project it onto that piece and right click accept. And let's turn that off again. Do it again because this time when we do it, we're going to grab it, go to project curve. We're going to say here, we're going to make sure that we have hide occlusion turned on and say okay. There we go. And now I guess we can do the same thing here. Not that we really need to because I can always flip that one over. So let's just do this one. And with this one being here, we can now make this into a piece here by closing holes. Nope, I don't think that works. But I can take it and make it, come on, and making it a, it's selected, a thickened sheet, I think. Nope. Maybe we can loft it and then patch the holes. So we're going to do that. Oh no, we're going to extrude it. My bad. Extrude. And we want to go in kind of an outward direction here. So we're going to grab a V and just say, let's go, what direction, Sean? That direction. Like this. And then we're going to take that whole piece, patch the holes. Doesn't work. Gotta love that. Grab this maybe now and do it that way. Of here. Patch holes. Nope. Okay. Well then, how do we do it? He wondered to himself. I've done this before, so what did I do? And I know that you don't need to do it that way. Let's move this back. I'm going to... Okay, that's a curve. We should just be able to fill it, you know? I mean, fill it. So we are joined. That's supposed to create a patch. And I don't think that is going to work because it's like, it's curved, you know? So undo it. We need to, it needs to be a loft. It just has to be a loft. Okay. So let's try to figure out that. I'm going to unjoin the curves and see if when I loft it, we can loft and use the others as guides. So these need to be joined. These need to be joined. These are fine. These two need to be joined with each other. And then these two can loft. So we're just going to go L. And then the guides should be this and this. Nah, we're going to go G0. And we're going to say OK. That did not work. Cool. How about then we loft from this to this. L. G0, does that work? Okay, we need to do it again, but use guides. So L, and it's going to say, what are your guides? And we're going to go right here and here. G0. I'm going to say, okay. And it does not work. Weird. That is weird. And if I loft here and here, I know it'll work, but then we don't get this end piece, which I find strange. So what if we select it as well, and then it gives us that problem here. So I'll deselect the guide, and we'll just move on. It's not normally the way I would do that, but it does work. And I'll bet it's because of that. Watch this. It's because of this tiny little dude right there. You believe that? So this, let's undo everything. I'll try it again. So this and this need to be connected. That's why that part wasn't working anyway. I don't know if it's going to work this way anyway, but we can try it. It just wasn't going to work given that bit. So let's see if this works now. It says it did, but I know it didn't. Weird. I don't know why I'm even bothering with this. If we go here and here, that should loft over. G0. I'm going to say okay, but I know it didn't loft. I'm just going to grab this and pull this out to prove it to myself. It did. Well, imagine that, people. Okay, let's undo it because I do want to include my guides. So L, and then we say, what are the guides? This one and this one. I'm going to go with G0 and right click. I'm going to grab it and move it out and see if it looks crappy or not. Looks okay. That's crappy though. That right there, look at that. That dip. I know why, because it's not G0 for whatever reason. Let's undo. I'm going to grab these. We can always put this back on the surface because I am going to grab this and pull it out to where I can see what the heck's going on with it. Because right now I cannot. I'm going to loft. We could loft here to here. I think we got a better result going this way. We go L, and then we select guides as this and say yes, and perfection. That's what I wanted. Sometimes you just got to work your way around the problem, you know? Just work the problem. Get rid of all these. And now I can do the little bit I wanted, either extruding or thickening the sheet. This has to be either extruded or thickened. I think I can still extrude it, right? Yep. And to get that to perfectly go onto that surface, if we find a place where I can still see it, in fact, let me grab this and pull it out and we can push it back after the fact, but let me make sure I can just sort of move this up a bit to find the curve. Perfect. And then watch, check it. It's awesome. I can just come in here with a face and I can just try and see how long I've been going here. Hour and a half almost. So I can go here and I can say match face here. It's not matching the whole thing though, is it? So we go boom, boom, and boom, match face. That doesn't work. You have to select here. Okay, well, let's go here first. Match face. I don't think you can select 3 different faces that way though, so no. That does not work either. I'm just going to move it into position like a good soldier. Grab it, turn on our X-ray, and just get this to match that surface by hand, by eye. That looks great. I'm going to slightly embed it just so it can be burned in, you know what I mean? And there we go. Let's just go ahead now and Alt X that, flip it here. We've got the two. Those can be chamfered, etc. as we desire. I don't know if I want this edge chamfered or not. It looks okay like that. It looks okay like that as well. I think I'm going to do it round here though, just because it's interesting. It looks, I mean, not every edge is chopped and mechanical looking. And I'm going to do something kind of cool with these guys. It's got kind of a, I'm trying to make it have a little bit of a Star Wars-y vibe because it is a two-legged walker. It's not a walker, it's not an ATST, but it is of the nature, right? So I'm going to grab these four. We could have Alt or Option. That's what we'll do right now. I'm just going to grab all these, four of these at the same time, like how do you do that? Click on one, and then I can click the others, but it's not working. Don't know why. Just gonna have to manually select them, I suppose. That one worked though. And then we're gonna push these in to get that sort of Star Warsian feel. All of this needs to be chamfered about. Not that, but definitely these. To here. That's like a separate weird piece up there that I probably should pull out and let's see if we can fix that because that's looking oddly off. Just pull both of these this way and that works. Nope, it doesn't. Come on. And the camera angle here is not the best. Let's see if that works. If it does, gold. Go around here and do the same thing on this side because that's just an ugly edge that I'd hate for anybody to ever see that. Let's go like that. Works. And then I can see, and that looks like a double edge there. That's kind of odd on this one. I don't know why it does, but I think it is. And the best way to fix that is to push this one slightly back in. There we go. And now I can just come around all these. And that works perfect now. Go here. Oh where has my little dog gone? Oh, where can it be? I let him out tonight. Been gone since 2:45. Okay, so let's push this in. Just kind of chamfer that out. I think that's all acceptable for the moment. We will delete any unnecessary, what do you call it? Programs. No, any unnecessary any unnecessary geometry is what I'm trying to say. Got my throat foggy feeling here. And now chamfer these up a bit just to help with that overall feel. These can get the slight fillet, I think. The real micro, fillet. Make sure this bottom's good. This one is good here and here and here. And we'll just micro fillet those over, and then not so micro, but you know, micro enough. Looks good. Just kind of start checking where we're at. This probably needs something there. I think that works pretty well. It's very mechanical. Hope not too busy. I mean, it's pretty busy. Most of the emphasis and look will be up here, I think. I hope. I just need to decide if it's too busy or not. It is pretty busy. But when the lines are off, it does make a difference too, because it's a bit better like this. And I am a fan of perspective, so I can't stand that isometric look when I'm trying to see something, because I just feel like everything's twisted. But I think overall that looks good. Not too much detail. We can even put some shields on the back elbows, or I mean, there's not going to be room for these. Maybe over these. I just don't want to cover up cool details, you know. But I think these are plain enough. Those could get something kind of cool. Easily enough too. I'll show you. Let's just get this edges and back here. And then I'm just gonna, we'll make a central circle. Come on, snap. There we go. From here, oh here, da 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 da. That's probably good. I'm gonna do a second one. Now about there. That's the thickness. We're down with the thickness too, so. And then I'm gonna go from the center here and out to, yeah, maybe there. And then this one can just go from here to there. That one's gonna come up behind or under that, I doubt. I'm just gonna snip bits off here and here. And then here, here. Now we are left with this piece. It'll just be a round shield. I think that's fine for the moment. However, yeah, because we can do an inset on that, I think, and it'll be fine. So let's, we can transfer this in advance too, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to grab these two and chamfer these edges in just a bit. I guess I did not select all of them or something weird. Let me see. Points. That's what we want to do, is fill out the points. And so C, they are not wanting to chamfer. Interesting. So perhaps we need to, are they on the same plane? They are. Maybe the curves are not joined, which also happens. So they are definitely now. We're going to go back to our points, grab these, try to, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Pre-chamfer that. Cool. And then now we can just pull these across. I love this kind of modeling. I really do. And I'm just going to push these, you know, to some degree like that. We can shape the shape here in a sec when I get rid of this. We're only going to cut with the piece we're looking at here. And I'm wondering if it's possible to go, we probably should have waited on chamfering that back side, but I'm wondering if I can cut these in? I can. Oh, so cool. That would have been cool. Hang on, let me undo this chamfer I did originally. There we go. Now we'll just re-stretch this guy across to however wide we want to go with this. And I'm going to grab these corners now that they're straight and they won't bind up on themselves. Let's get rid of that curve, it's in the way. Do this and this. We could have grabbed these by that selection I told you about here. And then hopefully these will let us, yeah, snap like that. Okay, and before we get too crazy, I don't want that wide. So let's go ahead and scale this left and right. I want to show some of the joint, but protect the that internal working section there. I think would be kind of cool. And now we can do this business by oh look, I accidentally made a, there we go. And unselect, do it again. My favorite thing in the world. Doing everything 12 times. So scale, there's only a few things that I want to do that with. And we're going to go like that. And now edges. That is a Shift Alt Control to get all of these edges, which I got the wrong one here at the bottom for whatever reason. So we'll grab it. Shift Alt Control. There we go. And now, geez, I only take 42 hours to do one small thing. The magic happens. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to do this an easy way here by splitting this when I cut it. So I'm going to make 3 lines. This first one is just going to find the middle edge here. I got to go below this because it's going to not know where I'm talking about. So we're going to split that, and then I'm going to have to be able to split the center of this face out, something like that anyway. Put on our X-ray. That's only a little difficult to see. I think I may hide the leg here. Let's just look from the side and grab some stuff to hide H. Now when we look back here, we can see what we're doing. And what I want to do is create a line about that far. We can grab this point here now, pull that down as well, and then mirror this over, grabbing the line. We're going to go Alt X and then F for freehand, and we're going to do it like so. It's hard to get used to that freehand tool, like very. But once we have that, I'm going to do this in a really barbaric way here. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this one as well. And we're going to take the object, and we're going to look at it from the front. And I'm just going to cut it using these two as cutters. We're going to get rid of the cutters and keep the parts. And then maybe I should have done this another way. Okay, before I cut it, let's do a what's it called? A offset here. Right here. And we're just going to offset this inward. Maybe the other way. That's not doing what I want. Let's see if I go this way, if it's working. That's going the wrong way. Let's go the other. Come on there. There we go. Now we're talking. So we can get that rim around the outside edge. I just need to bring it over enough to say that it's right. Let's go there. Correct. But I want to cut this to where I can bring up that middle section a bit. So what I'm going to do with that lifted, I'm going to take this middle section now. I'm going to offset this in. We can't go all the way or we'll lose it. But about right there, we're going to go. And then I'm going to cut that part. And get this middle ridge going. Let's see. So there we've got that selected. Cut this guy, except now we can throw away those two curves. And we can raise this piece to match our, or wherever we want it to, something like that. Cool, that's what I was looking for. And now we have to put our 3 sections back together. QQ, done. Okay, and then now we can start making sure these things look good. So the back edge here, we're going to throw a nice fillet here on the bottom and the top to kind of, I say chamfer, I mean. And then I'm going to chamfer the rest of these around. But not, I don't think I'm going to chamfer these guys. So let's go ahead and Alt or Control click those extra edges we don't need. And then we can chamfer that in. Looking good. I'm going to chamfer these in just slightly. And actually I'm going to wait and I'm going to do those as fillets. Fillet stiller. I think we want to chamfer these. We could test it and find out. Let's just do it just a little bit like that. Got that mechanical thing going for them now. We're going to do these and just and these, I suppose. I don't know if they'll work together because these have a gap right here. And the other problem is they also have multiple ends because they're not bonded at their ends. So I have to click here and then I have to move and click here. They may or may not look good once I do. Okay, too many at once. So let's leave the center out. We will go ahead and grab the side pieces like this. Do those first. Now there is a way to make sure your chamfer is the same size as something you've done before, but I have not figured out how to do that yet. This guy and this guy now are going to push in, you know, relatively that size. I think that works pretty well. They can get a ridge, bumps, whatever you want to put on them. Got to figure out how to attach this too. That's the other thing. I'm just going to grab all these and make sure they're all visible. Man, we turned off a lot of stuff. So here to here. Let's just go all the way down, I guess. There's no reason to have anything turned off. We'll just open them all up. So I can probably put a and it's got to come from this piece now that I look at it. So this could go straight from there because it is a non-moving part. The only thing moving is this piece, not this one. The other thing I want to do is I have not chamfered these edges, and to do so makes that have a nice separation, as you can see. Most of the time I will grab these edges the same time like this. Not like that because I grabbed something else. But let's try to get both of these. That one and that one. I think I got them both now. And I'm going to try and, let's see, do we need to do that here? Or do we already have that going? We already have that going. So with here, though, I can push this in and get the chamfer on both sides, usually at the same time. I think I only did one side with that, though. And I think these are different sizes anyway, but you get the idea. It gives you that separation between the two because they are mechanical parts and should not be bonded together because these move separately. One slides and one does not. I'll pull this out just a little more like that and probably push one of these a little closer to the other by grabbing the face and moving it that way, just to a degree, not completely flush. And I think that is kind of acceptable. And then to bond these, which I may change something in the way that the other things are mounted. I'm just going to go from here to here to something like here and then here. And then I'm going to go from here to here to here to there. And then we can put just something interesting on these guys, maybe. Not that. Not that. Let's use maybe something here, here, and here. And then the same thing over here, or something different. I don't care. This, and this. And then what's cool is that you can take circles and sort of, not a center circle, but an edge 2-point circle. And I can grab that and plop this in here right on an edge. We could do the same thing. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. So we can do a 2-point circle. I don't think that's a 2-point circle situation. Nope. It should have been, though. Let me see if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong here. I mean, kinda. That'll work, though. Won't it? Maybe not. Let's go back and fix these, because I know that one's wrong, too. Something like that is more correct, even though it is still not. What's up with that? Let's try it again. Just trying to be as correct with it as I possibly can. Why is that going past that edge? I don't know. That should be hitting here. It's not even doing that there. Let's go. I mean, that should be going there, but it's still not even over here. I don't know. Let's try a 3-point circle, maybe. Here. Why is that sitting below? That's a weird thing, man. I don't know. So that's, I think this is okay, and I'm going to do something kind of interesting here. Should be a tangent point somewhere along the line. And we'll put a... Oh, that's the circle. I wanted the tangent circle. Boo. So now I can go, you know, kind of like... Well, I guess you have to drag the tangent circle, am I right? Maybe not. I can't remember. You have to select two edges and do it maybe or before, or very strange. So I know I can do that, but it won't be correct. I got that one accidentally right, but the other I don't know exactly how or why. And then this one I'll do a smaller circle here, and then we'll make some type of tangent-ish from there. I know it's not truly tangent probably, but I think my cat is ready for bed. She is yelling at me quite a bit. I know, bug, I know. Where are you at? I hear you, but you're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Evidently she does. Let me see if I can get that two-pointed circle to work again. But I don't know why I couldn't. I know that that's, well, that will work there. Let's just use that. We're gonna need one essentially here. See how it goes beneath. That is just strange that it goes beneath sometimes. And this now is over. Whatever. Just gonna have to live with it. And let's see if I can actually make this do anything that I want to. It's a little overly fancy in my opinion for anything I was trying to accomplish. I don't even know why I did this one here. So we'll get rid of that one. Oh, because I wanted that to arc that way. I gotcha. So let me see if I can, and it will not let me snip now the way I want because it's not dead on. So we'll just, I'm just gonna kill this guy. Done. And then I'll do this with just arcs because the circles are just not cooperating. So I can just do this with arcs. And it was just a thought anyway. It's not very good. And try a two-point circle here. But could have done the same thing there, but whatever. This is just really, like I said, kind of a attempt to do something kind of cool, but I don't know if it was the best idea. No idea is a bad idea. Unless it is a bad idea. That's what we all say. Good. There we go. Got enough. Oops. Nope. It was not. Should have done at least 3 in there anyway. You can already tell that's too much space away from that. I'm going to have to adjust one of these lines. It's looking rather crappy. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, whatever. And let me see if I can snip that. I probably cannot because it looks like that goes over, but yes, it's letting me, weirdly enough. We'll get rid of that. And then I do have to complete this line, I guess. This is an odd experiment. I'm just trying to see if this would be kind of cool, but it very well may not be at all. And then of course now I need to create a circle to finish this out here, at least something close. And then I can cut, hopefully, the edges of this. No, I cannot, because it's not on the same plane. So we're going to grab it. I'm going to snap it to that. And I should be able to now trim the outside of that. And I am not able to, so cool. Nonetheless, also these are way out west here. Let's just grab these and these. I'm going to move them up here. Okie dokie. Not the points, Sean, the curves. Oh my gosh. So this curve, and this curve. Really? This one, this one, this one, and this one now. Now pull these forward. Looks like I missed a part of that one. This is a nightmare, guys. I don't think I'm even going to bother anymore. This is not what I need to be doing on this part. So let's just kill that for now. Do it simple, the way it should really be done anyway. Get rid of these guys and these, because I need to go to bed soon. I'm just going to make this very simple. Just grabbing this curve. This probably will not be on the same curve all the way around. I will be leaning to bet. If I can find it. I'm sure it's over here. There it is. We will have to probably... no, it seems to be flat. And I am going to grab it and pull it back here and snap it. Oh my gosh. Where are you? Snap it here. I'm actually going to snap it to this other part here. So I'm going to grab, snap it to this. Look at it from the side again. And with our X-ray turned on, I'm going to move this out just a little so I can see what I'm doing. That is not a great curve. So I'm going to make it one. Close enough. Which is not a phrase I like to say, but it is the truth in this case. And then I'm going to grab the whole thing and move it in here in a second. But for now, I'm just going to make a 2-point circle. Yeah, there. And, you know, guess here-ish. And then another one from here to about there. I'm going to duplicate this line, move it out here, and then I'll wind up snapping this in a better position probably. Probably could have just done that better by making a new one. So we'll do that real quick. I'm just going to grab that guy here. Just something to latch onto. I think that will work. I'm going to wind up widening this out as well after the fact. So now we can, I don't think these are on the same plane then again, are they? That is kind of frustrating. So I'm going to go in with our isometric view, the one I hate the most, and figure out where these are in space. I don't think they're perfectly on, and if they are, I'll be highly surprised. They are, because we have a blue that shows us they are, but I don't have a trimmable area, which is fine. So we're just going to go and create only that section, and we're just going to pull that across to there, I think. Get rid of all these circles. I think that's close to what I was intending. Maybe a little more finessed than this. So maybe just pull that in. Let's just go with the scaling of the whole thing, left and right. That will make it a little more even, of course. That looks a little bit more elegant, if it can. And then I'm just going to scale it slightly top and bottom so that it just meets, and I can meld those, you know, together as one object, including, I think, this bottom, or the center leg, not the bottom but the top half of the leg. And I think I am just going to make that, no, I'm going to make this in this one piece. Okay, yeah, let's do it. All right, so that's one piece, and then I can come in, do whatever, make a hole in that or whatever later on. For now, though, I'm going to give these a little bit more of a better edge, like that. I think that is okay. Yeah, and I'm glad I did not weld this to this, because then I'd have to go and do it to the other leg the exact same, which I don't want to do. Okay, so now I can just mirror that guy over, and everything will work out great. I think those look pretty good. Tell me what you guys think. It's got a good kind of stance to him, I think, overall. Got some knee protection back there. I was thinking about making a little bit of protection here, but I mean, he might not be a war, you know, a war mech so much as he is, you know, functional. I probably should put some type of plating, at least a little one here in the back. Possibly. All right, so it's 10:20, guys. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and go for the evening. I'm going to do a quick snap of this before I go to bed so I can upload it as the cover, and I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. All right, cool. Have a good night.